Hello there everyone and welcome to a new Let's Play, this time provided by Fox Interactive, who's mostly been at it with their movie licenses or series like The Simpsons, but this one is also made by Argonauts. Yeah, and they are mainly concerned with original stuff like Croc, Legend of the Gobbos. We're gonna play through it. It has a lot of levels, so this is gonna take a while. I'll do one level per day. Maybe I'll skip a day now and then, but yeah, one level per video. That's the way to say it. Welcome to Gobo's Island, I guess. Hey, look. Basket with eyeballs. And those fur balls happen to be the Gobbos. And there's our main protagonist, Croc, who seems to be kinda hungry. And clumsy. Yeah, this is a fun little platformer. Really early 3D platformer, at least for the PlayStation. It came out a bit after... Wow, that's some growth spurt. It came a bit after Mario 64, so it was in that whole 3D area where everyone wanted to make 3D games all of a sudden. And there's our antagonist, Baron Dante, with his Dantinis. Yeah, I gotta love this original naming. And he doesn't want any of this happy-go-lucky kind of stuff. No, he won't have any of that. So he captures all the Gobbos. And Croc gets his backpack, which serves no purpose whatsoever. But oh well. And he's taken away by Beanie the bird, who can apparently teleport. So the object of the game is pretty simple: rescue all the Gobbos. And the Gobbos kind of function as this game's equivalent of the stars from Super Mario 64. I say kind of because they are also kind of optional. Anyway, let's just start the game. There's not much options to show, I guess, but you know, controller, audio, MISC options. Well, that's very descriptive. Yeah, it's only save stuff and center screen. Okay, well, nothing to show there. So, and yeah, there are passwords. So if you don't have a memory card, you can still save the game, which is kind of cool. Well, at least sort of, you know. Via passwords. It will capture where you are in the game, what levels you've completed and how many lives you have, so it's pretty neat actually for a password system. Anyway, this is the map screen. Not very interesting really, it's very basic map screen. It just shows the level name and you can save your game whenever you're on the level name. So let's just head out to 1.1 and so the adventure begins. And there comes Croc, loading the game for us. Luckily only has to go halfway and then we're done. So there's two ways to control this game. The first one is the digital way, where you use the normal D-pad. And the other way is when you press the little analog button. You can also control Croc analog, the analog way, via the analog stick. Which I don't find all that handy actually, because well, he just has this giant circle and he goes to the left or right, and later on you have to make some precision platforming, and that's pretty much impossible that way. So I like to keep it digital, and that way he kind of moves like a tank, kind of like Resident Evil, the Tomb Raider games, where you move him left and right. He just turns around, and yeah, that you need to get used to that a bit, I guess, but it does work. Anyway, here are the Dantinis, the little minions of Baron Dante. You can just tail whip them and they will disappear for a bit. So they will return, which is no fun. And here's the first Gobo of the game. Each level has 6 Gobbos and 5 colored gems, and sometimes, as we saw already with the pink one, the gems are hidden as a standard gem. We can also ground pound to get some more gems out of those boxes. And gems function in a way like Sonic's rings function. If you get hit, Croc loses all his gems. And if you get hit again, you lose a life. Anyway, let's go up here, and at the end of each stage you get the gems you are left with are totaled up, and every 100 give an extra life. You can also kill that bee, but who cares? Collecting all the Gobbos in all levels unlocks secret levels, so we will be going after those. But something people don't always know about is that there are secret sections within levels as well. They are harder to find, but here's one. Just ground stomp 3 times on that platform and you are whisked away to a nice little bonus area with some gems and some boxes which contain extra lives. Nice, because believe me, the game is fairly tame now, but it will get rather mean after a while with some rather tough platforming sections. Although it's not the hardest game ever, it will drive your patience a bit at times. This is mainly to do with just the you know, the early stage of 3D gaming. Bad camera controls, although the game for its early time it does a decent job. Anyway, let's go in here and get to our first actual platforming puzzle, as it were. I like to leave those gems behind for a bit, in the off chance I get hit. So the best way to go about the platforming is keep track of his shadow on the platforms, and these will collapse. Just like in Tomb Raider, Croc has also the move by pressing circle button to quickly turn around, which is very handy when using the digital control. Now we want to wait for that one. Uh-oh. But yeah, it's very easy to overshoot a jump, and this most of the time happens when the camera doesn't want to work with you. You really have to get used to these tank controls, I guess. But it is very doable. Yeah, I kind of enjoyed this game back when it came out. I mean, it's no Mario 64, don't get me wrong, and certainly no Banjo-Kazooie or anything. But it's still, for an early 3D game, there are far, far worse games. And this just works well. And it's still a lot of fun. It has some charm to it. One thing I don't really like about it is that the object of the game, collecting all the Gobbos, it's not really necessary to beat the game. Yeah, you get secret levels out of the deal, which is... whoa. And yeah, you can hang on ledges like Mario. But yeah, if you don't go for the Gobbos, almost all the levels are really, really quickly completed. Because look, there's the beanie gong, and the beanie gong, by sounding that, you exit the level and you've completed it. So if you don't go after the Gobbos, then you can make quick work of this entire game actually. But we're gonna collect them all, of course. And this one is a bit of a long jump. Whoa. And yeah, that worm thing, you can't really kill him, so just avoid him. Speaking of worm things, and we have all the gems, right? Oh no, there's still one. Speaking of worm things, that's a nice one. Can't hurt him either, just wait for him to swipe at you and then jump in. So yeah, this game does lend a lot of gameplay elements from other games, like Super Mario 64 with the ground stomp, and of course Sonic with the gem collecting, and losing them upon getting hit. Let's get up here and get our last gem, the 5th one, and also the 5th Gobo. Collecting the gems opens up the door to the extra section of the level. I wanna be fancy, but oh well. Which we'll be showing here right away. And these usually house some kind of mini game. And let me tell you, most of your frustration from this game is gonna come from these little sections. And there we are introduced to keys. Keys open up cages. There are also golden keys which open up locked doors. Oh, and he can also strafe a bit, which is completely useless by being how slow it is. That looks kinda hilarious. Anyway, balloons, just hang on, jump on it, and yeah, might actually wanna pick up the Gobo. I think there was the next alive here, right? Yep, there it is. But yeah, balloons, just hang on, grab it, and it'll take you to a new spot. And at the end of the level, hit the gong. And you're done with the level. And we got a nice bunch of gems, which is not gonna happen every level. I can assure you of that. Okay guys, this is it for part 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Join me next time for the 2nd level. Until then, take care.